Wild boars aren't ordinary animals. They are nature's battering rams, unpredictable forces of destruction wrapped in muscle, tusk, and fury. Fast, aggressive, and built for survival, they carry razor-sharp tusks capable of tearing flesh, thick hides that act like armor, and raw power that drives them through dense undergrowth with unstoppable determination. A mature wild boar can weigh more than 300 pounds, and when threatened, it becomes more than prey. It transforms into a predator in its own right, capable of charging at speeds exceeding 25 miles per hour, turning into a missile of muscle and rage that is willing to fight to the death. Native to forests, grasslands, and swamps, wild boars thrive in almost every environment they enter, surviving where others perish and adapting in ways that make them one of the most resilient species on Earth. They move silently, vanish into cover, and strike without warning. And often it is not the hunter who finds the boar, but the boar that finds the hunter. That's why pursuing them is not simply about pulling a trigger. It is a battle of wits, patience, and absolute control, demanding knowledge of terrain, mastery of timing, and nerves of steel. In this world, hesitation is dangerous, and every second counts. This isn't a drill or a staged spectacle. This is real hunting, real danger, and real intensity, where there is no room for mistakes and every frame you see is the result of years of experience, unshakable focus, and the raw confrontation between man and one of the most dangerous game animals in the wild. These wild boars aren't just quick. They're unpredictable, shifting from calm to lethal in an instant. One moment they graze, the next they charge with intent to kill. And hunters know the risk all too well. One slip of the boot on wet ground, 1 second of hesitation, one miscalculated shot, and the hunter transforms from predator to prey. Wounded boars don't flee, they turn back, and when they do, even seasoned hunters are suddenly fighting for their lives. Every shot in this episode is taken across varied terrain. Wide open fields where distance tests accuracy, dense jungle where visibility vanishes in shadows, muddy slopes that make every step treacherous, and thick brush where boars disappear like ghosts. Whether it's a clean drop, a close range, or a target taken from distance while in motion, each takedown is earned through precision, composure, and tactical decision-making. Hunters here aren't just marksmen. They're strategists, calculating every pull of the trigger, knowing that timing is everything. Miss by a fraction of a second, and the chance is gone, or worse, the hunter becomes the hunted. Wild boars have senses honed by survival. Their smell is legendary, detecting danger from more than 200 yards away, while their hearing and instincts alert them to the slightest disturbance, giving them an advantage that makes every encounter dangerous. When they decide to charge, there is no hesitation, no warning, only brute force aimed directly at the threat. And in those moments, even skill may not be enough without discipline, coordination, and backup. That's why what you are about to see isn't just action. It's survival distilled to its rawest form. Each shot represents not just a bullet fired, but a plan executed, a risk calculated, and a split-second decision that separates success from injury. This is where adrenaline meets control, where instinct collides with discipline, where the hunter's resolve is tested against an animal that refuses to submit. Wild boar hunting is not about fantasy or spectacle, it's about necessity. These animals devastate farmland, tearing through crops, uprooting soil, damaging ecosystems, and threatening livestock. They swarm in numbers, reproduce at alarming rates, and leave a trail of destruction that costs communities billions every year. In places like Texas, where wild boar populations reach into the millions, hunting them isn't just sport. It is management, defense, and at times, war against an invasive force that refuses to be contained. Yet for all their destruction, wild boars command respect. They are intelligent, cunning, and relentless, survivors who embody nature's refusal to be tamed. And every encounter reminds hunters that the wilderness does not forgive weakness.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.